Have you ever imagined like getting a sneak peek into the future? I mean,
Oh, yeah.
like actually seeing what might happen next.
Oh, yeah.
Well, get ready because we're going deep on NVIDIA Cosmos.
Okay.
This AI is blowing up right now by creating like video simulations of the future. And get this, it's free,
Oh, wow.
even for commercial use. Now,
That's impressive.
before we get too excited and start making time travel movies,
Yeah.
let's really break down what this AI can actually do.
Right.
We're basing this on the 2-minute papers video as usual.
Cool.
So,
Yeah, so this is pretty remarkable. Like,
Yep.
imagine you just give the AI an image and a simple instruction, like make it rain. NVIDIA Cosmos can take that image and extend it into a whole video,
oh, wow.
realistically depicting raindrops falling puddles,
Yeah.
forming the whole 9 yards.
So you're saying it can like
Yeah.
extend an existing picture and turn it into a video. It
And it-
changes over time.
Yeah, it's not just
Yeah.
generating static images.
That's cool.
Yeah,
But what about generating entirely new videos from scratch?
right.
The video calls this text-to world.
Uh-huh.
Is that like just a fancy term?
I know.
Or can it really create a video just from a text description?
It's the real deal. So let's say you want to visualize something like a robot dog learning to fetch a frisbee in a zero-gravity environment. NVIDIA Cosmos can take that description
Yeah.
and generate a video of exactly that. And this paves the way for simulating situations that are either too expensive or simply impossible to create
Oh, that's interesting.
in the real world.
Okay,
You know?
so you could
Yeah.
visualize stuff that you couldn't normally film.
Exactly.
That's incredible.
Right.
But the video also mentions that NVIDIA Cosmos
Yeah.
wasn't built just for creating cool visuals, right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
So one of the biggest challenges in training AI, especially for self-driving cars and robots, is something called the long tail problem.
I've never heard of that.
Imagine training a self-driving car's AI.
Okay.
You have tons of data on normal driving scenarios, right?
Makes sense.
But what about those really rare events, like, say, a truck
Oh,
carrying a traffic light?
yeah. That's not something you see every day.
That's not something you see every day.
So how do you...
So it's really hard to train the AI
Yeah.
on how to react in those situations.
Yeah, so you're saying NVIDIA Cosmos solves this
Yes.
problem by creating simulations of these rare events.
Exactly.
That's pretty clever.
By generating thousands of these unusual scenarios, NVIDIA Cosmos exposes the AI to like a wider range of possibilities,
So-
making it more robust and adaptable. And this approach isn't limited to just self-driving cars.
Okay.
Think about a robot learning to grasp objects. One successful apple-picking video
Right.
isn't enough.
It needs to see
It needs to see it done
a bunch of times.
in various conditions, different lighting, apple positions.
Right, to get the concept.
This AI excels at generating these diverse training scenarios.
So it's not just about the unusual scenarios.
Oh.
It's also about like
It's also
seeing a task done in a lot of different ways.
exactly.
And the fact that this is free and open source
Yeah.
is a game changer. I mean, most advanced AI models are locked behind paywalls.
It's true.
But NVIDIA is actually encouraging people to like
yes.
tinker with the code
Right.
and adapt it to their needs.
Totally.
They even released the entire 76-page research paper for free.
Yeah.
Talk about commitment to open access.
It's an exciting move. I think this level of transparency
Yeah.
and accessibility could lead to a burst of innovation
Right.
as developers and researchers discover new and creative ways to leverage this technology.
Okay, so before we get carried away with all the possibilities,
Okay.
let's talk about limitations. The video emphasized
Right.
being transparent about the limitations.
Of course.
So no sugarcoating here.
One major trade-off is speed. The AI can run on consumer-grade hardware, which is fantastic.
Okay.
However, generating those videos takes time.
So like how long are we talking?
Think 5 minutes or more
Okay.
for just a few seconds of footage.
Oh, wow. So it's not exactly real time.
No, it's
Okay.
not real time at all.
So why is it so slow?
This is partly due to the complexity of the task, right?
Hmm.
Simulating realistic physics, lighting,
Yeah,
and object interactions requires a lot of computational power.
that makes sense.
Now they have released a faster autoregressive version,
Okay.
but it compromises visual quality.
Ah, so it's like a trade-off
It's a trade-off.
Okay, and then there's the whole issue of
Right.
imperfections in the generated videos.
Right.
Flying people, apples defying gravity,
Well, see all sorts of things.
extra fingers. The video mentions it all.
It's all in there.
So what's going on there? Why?
Well, remember, this AI is still under development.
Right, it's not like it's still learning.
A finished product. Yeah, it's learning to understand the nuances of the physical world.
Right.
And sometimes it just gets things wrong.
Uh-huh.
Object permanence, for instance, can be a bit wonky with objects vanishing unexpectedly.
Like things disappearing.
Yeah. Exactly.
Right, so it's not perfect.
No.
These glitches are a reminder that while impressive, the technology isn't perfect yet.
Not yet.
But as the video points out, research is a process, right?
Exactly.
We can expect future versions to be much faster and more accurate.
Yeah, I mean, they're predicting it could be
Like how much better?
10 or even 100 times better
Wow.
in future versions.
That's a huge improvement.
Yeah, it's exciting to think about.
Yeah, so even though it's early days, this free and customizable AI is already creating surprisingly realistic
it's really impressive.
video simulations.
Yeah.
But it's clear that there are limitations in speed and accuracy.
Yeah.
You know, I'm curious.
What stands out to you? What piques your interest about this technology so far? Yeah, it really is fascinating to think about where this could go, given its potential for growth. What are your initial thoughts? What stood out to you?
Well, the sheer range of applications is just mind-boggling.
Right.
The video touched on self-driving cars and robotics. But I can see this AI being useful in so many other fields.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Imagine architects using it
Oh, that's a good one.
to design buildings or city planners, simulating traffic flow to optimize infrastructure. Like
Exactly. It's like having a virtual testing ground for ideas and designs. You could run countless simulations to see how different variables impact the outcome.
Right. So you
leading to more efficient and effective solutions.
Test a bunch of different things without actually having to like build them.
Yeah, exactly.
And the potential for scientific research is huge.
Oh, yeah.
Think about modeling complex systems like climate change or the spread of diseases. We could run virtual experiments at an unprecedented scale.
Right.
Gaining insights that would be impossible to obtain through traditional methods.
Totally. And it's not just about tackling these large-scale problems.
Right.
This AI could also revolutionize our everyday lives.
Day-to-day stuff.
Yeah. Imagine using it to, like, preview different outfits.
Oh, that's a good way.
Before buying them, or to see how various furniture arrangements would look in your living room.
Oh, that's interesting.
It could transform how we shop, design our homes, and even entertain ourselves.
It's like having a personal simulator for every aspect of life.
Very much.
The video even mentioned the potential for AI-generated simulations in gaming and film, creating experiences that blur the lines between reality and fantasy.
The possibilities are truly exciting.
Yeah, but it's also important to acknowledge that such transformative technology inevitably raises questions about its impact on society.
Right, like what about the potential impact on jobs?
Yeah, that's a big one.
Will this AI lead to widespread automation displacing workers in various industries?
That's a valid concern.
It is. As with any technological advancement, there will likely be shifts in the job market.
Right.
Some tasks may become automated, creating a need for new skills and expertise.
Oh, like new jobs?
In areas like AI development and management.
Okay, so it's not necessarily about jobs disappearing altogether, but rather a transformation of the workforce.
Exactly. It highlights the importance of investing in education and training programs that equip people with the skills needed to thrive. In an AI-driven world.
So basically
It's about adapting and evolving alongside technology.
Got it. And what about the concern that we might become overly reliant on AI simulations, losing touch with the real world?
That's a thought-provoking question.
Yeah.
It reminds us that these simulations, while powerful, are ultimately tools.
Okay.
They can provide valuable insights and predictions, but it's crucial to remember that they are based on the data they are trained on.
They might not be perfect.
And may not always perfectly reflect reality.
So it's about using these simulations as a guide.
Yes.
Not a replacement.
Exactly.
For real-world experience and human judgment.
Precisely. It's about finding that balance between leveraging the power of AI and maintaining a healthy connection to the physical world and our own intuition.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
So we've explored the potential of this AI to reshape industries, scientific research, and even our daily lives. We've also touched on some of the societal questions it raises, particularly about jobs and our relationship with technology.
Yeah.
Where do we go from here? What other aspects of NVIDIA Cosmos?
I think it's fascinating to consider how this technology might evolve in the future and what that could mean for our understanding of the world around us.
So looking ahead.
Yeah, ready to explore that a bit further.
I'm ready to jump into the future.
Oh.
I'm ready to jump into the future. The idea of this AI becoming even more powerful is both exciting and a little bit daunting. What kind of evolution are we talking about here?
Well, the video predicts that future versions of NVIDIA Cosmos could be like 10 or even 100 times faster and more accurate. Imagine the implications if we could simulate the future with that level of fidelity. It could revolutionize how we approach everything.
Way more realistic.
Yeah, from scientific discovery to everyday decision-making.
It's almost like having a crystal ball.
Right.
But one grounded in data and algorithms.
Yeah.
We could test out different scenarios and see the potential outcomes before making choices.
Yeah.
Whether it's about climate policy, urban planning, or even personal investments.
It's a fascinating concept, isn't it?
Yeah, this AI could fundamentally change our relationship with uncertainty. Instead of fearing the unknown.
Yeah.
We could use these simulations to explore different possibilities.
Exactly.
Assess risks and make more informed decisions.
That's a powerful thought.
But wouldn't that level of predictive power also raise some ethical concerns?
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, what if these simulations become so accurate that people start relying on them blindly? Without considering real-world nuances or the possibility of unforeseen events?
That's a crucial point. As with any powerful tool, it comes down to how we choose to use it. It's important to remember that these simulations, no matter how sophisticated, are still models of reality.
They're not perfect.
They're based on the data they're trained on, and they can't account for every variable or every unexpected turn of events.
So it's about using them as a guide, not a replacement for critical thinking and human judgment.
Exactly. The real value of this technology lies in its ability to augment our understanding, not to dictate our actions. It's about using these simulations to ask better questions, challenge assumptions, and explore a wider range of possibilities.
This brings us back to that idea of balance we were talking about earlier.
Let's find that balance.
It's about embracing the potential of AI while staying grounded in the real world, maintaining our ability to think critically and adapt to change.
Well said. The future isn't something that just happens to us. It's something we actively create through our choices and actions. And AI, like NVIDIA Cosmos, is a tool that can empower us to shape that future in more informed and intentional ways.
That's a really inspiring way to look at it.
I think so.
So what does this all mean for our listeners? What should they take away from this deep dive into NVIDIA Cosmos and its potential impact on the future?
I'd say the key takeaway is this. The future of AI is unfolding right before our eyes.
And it's filled with both incredible opportunities and important questions. By staying curious, engaging these conversations, and thinking critically about the implications of these technologies, we can all play a role in shaping that future in a way that benefits humanity as a whole.
I couldn't agree more. And on that note, we've reached the end of our deep dive into NVIDIA Cosmos.
That went by fast.
We hope you found this exploration insightful and thought-provoking. Remember, the links to the video and research paper are in the show notes if you want to delve deeper. Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep diving deep.